right now is a really opportunistic time for artists who are out of work that have this specific skill set of drawing comics. You have to figure out a way to swoop in. It's the perfect time. Like, even when it looks like things are down and economy this and comic book shops are closing and the business is going down, all that needs to happen is, it's so easy. It's paper and ink and Pigma and Micron, whatever the fuck people draw. Oh, I shouldn't have cursed. Whatever they draw with, and ramen and snacks or whatever, and then just not spending money and making comics. Because there is a hungry audience saying, oh, everything stinks right now, and they're not buying comics, and the shops are closing down, which is a bummer. The Meltdown closed down, who cares? But it was like a big famous comic book shop, so you should be boo-hoo because the comics are dying and nobody cares. If you could just let those heroes die, alright? Let Wolverine, let the Hulk, all of them die. Just take those same archetypes. Oh, I have uncontrollable rage, and just make that some other character. He doesn't have to change colors. He's like Uncontrollable Rage Man, and he just gets giant smashy hands or whatever the heck it is, you know? Or he gets a head that he headbutts everything, and he turns polka dot. It doesn't matter, right? Just make him look cool, you know. And you just, there's a couple they're vigilantes, right? There's a couple different archetypes for the heroes to be, go through the gods, whatever, and just give them different costumes so you can't get sued for copyright infringement, and start making all the stories that everybody, there's a hungry, you see what I mean? There's opportunity. There's a hungry market. There's people who bought comic books that say, we're not buying them anymore. They're quitting buying them, and they're like, they're not going to get better. So it's just like, fine, nobody's buying them. Let them die. You just got to let go of those goddamn costumes. I refuse to believe that there's no more good ideas. The best superheroes haven't even been created yet because you're too hung up on these old guys. Steal them. They stole them from you. Steal them back and give them different suits. Steal them enough so that they can't say it's stealing. And kill off your heroes yourself in your first issue of your new comic series. Come up with your new heroes that are your surrogates for all your favorites. You surrogate for your Batman. Hey, here's a rich guy that uses his resources to make a crime team and combine Batman with the X-Men. Who knows, whatever. You make a Jack Kirby, a little hairy eyebrowed guy with giant eyebrows, and you call him the Boot Hound or something, and he's always chewing on a boot, and he's a superhero that's like a little bullet man. You can throw him in anything. He's unbreakable, and that's your Wolverine guy, right? And he's got pointy sharp nails, and that's your fake Wolverine. And then in your first issue of the comic, you kill him. You get out all your frustrations on what they did to your Wolverine. You say, Wolverine, you've become a corporate shill and whatever else, and you're a bad absentee father to your daughter, or whatever shit you want to lay on Wolverine, whatever they did to him in the comics. And then you got old, Dad, whatever, old Logan. Oh, Dad, you got old. You kill him in the first issue. You kill Thor, you kill Lady Thor, you kill Iron Man Mimi or whatever her name is. All this, you make Squirrel Girl into Chipmunk Chick, and you make her Kamala Khan into some other version, and you kill all those people in your first issue. You killed America from Planet Vagina Vortex or whatever, and you just do your first issue where you kill everything that killed your heroes that you love, and you kill your heroes. You kill, you know, Captain America Tress or whatever the hell they did to Captain America into a woman, whatever. You kill the, you know, your weird black lesbian Punisher, trans, whatever, and you just kill them all in the first issue of your new series. And that introduces your new heroes. Boom! Here's the new guys. And think about it, all the talent can't get work. Who are they hiring? People that are dumbing down the appearance of comics. Say what you will, I'm not going to get into my conspiratorial theories. I'm just saying, coldly, in terms of money, there's opportunity. If I was a little bit better at drawing comics, I think I would take a swipe at it. If only to make the comic to kind of like, to take digs at what's happening. I know I could sell, like The Dark Knight came out years ago, and then Mark Martin swooped in and he had this cool funny thing called the Nat Rat Returns, Return of the Dark Rat or something like that. And everybody bought it because it was like the only parody of The Dark Knight that had come out. And you know, it was kind of funny, I guess, too. I kind of remember thinking it was funny. But now there's nothing filling the void. You know what I mean? Don't do anything stupid and go too weird, like, we're going to do everything different with comics. No. Just take what you know you like that you aren't getting, and let the corporate comics die. You know that you're not going to get them back. They're hiring all their weird Fantagraphics artists to do comics and draw them in their weird, you know, like sloppy Wacom tablet illusion style, whatever garbage it is that they're drawing. All the comic books for superheroes look weird, but there's all the guys that really have the skills that can draw backgrounds and feet and all that stuff. They're not working. They can't all get work doing storyboards. I could get work doing storyboards. I could work on cartoons that don't need to exist for infants, and it's disheartening and it's lame, because it's like, oh, this whole thing's a total waste of time, right, from my lame storyboards. But it's not Jim Steranko or these other guys that don't have work, that have the skill set, that can't get work now, or the young guys that are coming up. They're like, where am I going to work? I don't want to draw, you know, Squirrel Girl and Captain America at the coffee shop, right? You don't have to. Make fun of all that, squash it as your intro to your new companies. Guess what else is happening too? How easy is it to get a printing press now? With a couple of guys that want to start a comic company that has at least one or two buddies that get together through Craigslist to get some workhorse guys that can actually draw. You can't get work. You are those guys. You got to get your comics book creators and support them, and say, Kickstarter, all this internet tools, Twitter. It's easier than ever to get all the out of work talent to mobilize, because they can't get hired anyway, right? That's what everybody's complaining, or they can't get the kind of work they used to. Now's the time for you guys to take it. Image, fuck those guys. They're the establishment. They basically said fuck the fans in every which way. I know about it because I watch the YouTube videos that say so. So fuck those guys. It's a great time to stab them too. Look, everybody's hurting. Nobody's buying the toys or the merch for stuff, right? For Star Wars, for Disney, nobody's buying those things. It's all hurting. The big toy store, Toys R Us, is closing down. McFarlane Toys, that's not doing so good. The Walking Dead's dying. That's his money. He's also, the toy store's hurting them. So it's a great time for new blood to swoop in there. They got screwed over. They can't get work. I wish I wouldn't have cursed. They got screwed over. They can't get work, to just come in and just rebuild your industry faster than ever. With the computer, with the way people can communicate, you can just go buy a press. And think about just a couple years ahead. Okay, the Hearst Empire, that's over, right? So forget about all the paper stuff. Hemp is being grown everywhere, for real. I'm not talking about, hey, I'm a weed guy. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's going to change the way we manufacture. This hemp is the super material. It's going to be used for everything. Probably we'll be able to make paper for comics cheaper, one way or the other. So get a hold of a printing press. Nobody's buying these things. I can think of around me, I can think of 3 different places that went out of business within the last several years in my little burg that printed stuff. One was little paper, one was one that was like an operation. They all had nice buildings. They sold them all. I don't know what happened. Somebody else bought them up, but it's a great time to swoop in and reclaim the comics industry, because nobody's buying, right? Go to a comic book convention, what do you see? Clearance bins of graphic novels with, you know, a lot of fantastic art that you see degraded right up until like the modern year or present, because that's what's happened. It's been a degradation of the industry in every which way. For the people who work in it and staff it, that make the material, just pushing out, hiring all their friends, turning everything into Fantagraphics books. It's kind of strange, right? Not to pick on Fantagraphics but it's like they know who their market is. They sell to that people. They don't try to make everything into, you know what I mean? Like, it didn't work. So it's dying. So it's so easy for the actual worker bees to just come in and reclaim, like, fuck it, we'll build a new hive, and just cut them out. I love it because I don't give a damn about comics. I do. It's like an American cultural thing where you guys could just totally keep your hobby. All you got to do is cut them out. You're like, okay, we'll just make new heroes. We don't need you guys. We're long overdue. We need new heroes. There's a big talent out there that's not doing nothing. Let them come in. Let him come in and just make good stories. He doesn't have to look like Batman. Make a different Dark Knight. Put him in a suit of armor. I don't care. Make him look cool. That's all you got to do. There only ever was a couple different guys. How many different, like, you know what I mean? Like, Spawn, Spider-Man, Deadpool, Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Like, how many of these? It's just all a ninja, right? Whatever. the Spider Twins, the Spider Clones, they make a million of them. Just make up some new shit. You tell me we're done? All the best superheroes are invented? Bullshit. It's just, you're hanging on to these ones because they made good stories and good artists, and there was like this skill set of guys. They always got the best talent. Now the best talent's out of work. I'm like a tack hammer over your head in this episode. Come on. You don't have to give me credit for this, but do this. This is like so easy to swoop in. Like I said, I'm not talented enough. I'm not talented enough to, I understand the work to make that it goes to make a comic good. I'm one guy that couldn't turn heads enough to do a thing like that. But I do see opportunity, you know? Maybe I could make money doing a one-off. I wouldn't even ask for Kickstarter. I just do the thing. But that, you know what I mean? It's like I don't have like 6 kids to feed or anything like that. But you know what I mean? Like, it's people chow. Ramen it out. Add some organic veggies into your ramen for a while. Figure something out. And make your comic books again. All these best guys don't have work. Like I said, there's not enough jobs making storyboards. Movies aren't doing so good either. There's not enough RPG gaming stuff. You can't draw magic cards anymore. Everything's being messed with. Everything's been infiltrated. So I'm like, it's being all the like hobby shop stuff, or what do you even call it? All the comic book gaming shop stuff has been infiltrated. The shops are closing down. I'm like, it's such an easy fix because it's just pen and ink on paper, and the artist has. It's one of those things where the artist still has complete control. The artist and the writer, whatever, has complete control over the end product at every level. Just get together, buy a printing press that has like a toilet and a sink, that plug a fridge in, make it a place to live in, get the press working, do whatever you have to do. Make sure you got talent. Don't delude yourself. I can't talk about the ability to discern, but if you know you have talent, or you are the talent, or you know you had, it's probably just gonna be guys that were out of work. You know what I mean? Like, I just think of so many guys that probably haven't done anything in a while. It's a perfect time to swoop in. People are hungry for content. People are complaining so loudly. We want good Star Wars. We want good Star Trek. We want good all of our things we like. Hey man, it's not reinventing the wheel. It's just make good stories, cool outfits. All the art, the talent's already there with nothing to do. Just like, it's so easy. I'm like, I feel like, did I stated it right? It's like, just swoop back in, just fuck them, just cut them back out. It's like, we're not gonna buy that shit anymore. It's so easy to just make stuff and print it out. Like I said, if that's just 3 places in my area in the last several years, printing presses that were you know, like went down and got probably rebought or something. Hey, start printing comics. It's a whole. It's like I said, there's people hungry for content. They're like, we want. And the people that are making it are saying, we don't make it for you anymore. They're telling you, fuck you, to your face. There was a validated F-bomb, okay? Sorry. But do it. Come back, just swoop back in. Just start having your little private chats. Don't advertise everything. Just start making pages. Just start making pages. Make strong pencils. Forget about non-repro blue. Just make strong type pencils. And start, you know, like make them look good in pencil so that they don't need ink, or maybe figure out how to do that. I've seen amazing pencils back when everything had to be inked. When photostat machines, come on man, that's a long time ago. Photostat machines, the Presto Magic rub-on chart pack. You don't even know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you do. If you're good at drawing comics, you probably do know about chart pack. It's no need. Everything's so easy now, right? You can even model your characters. Make good stories, make good page layouts, panels, do everything. There's a degradation of all the Marvel stuff. They're all hanging out in coffee shops, chasing squirrels around, whatever the hell it is. I don't know, I don't read them. But it's definitely like, be an opportunistic organism and just go, yeah, these guys said fuck you to all of us. And we're standing outside of our comic shop saying, yeah, the books suck inside there. Throw out those books. It's quick. You gotta do it quick, but it is quick. It's quick to print pages and get them out there. It's quick to tell everybody, hey, I made this thing. Hey, I'm working on this thing. Hey, this thing's coming out. How many am I making? I'm making a book. Here's the book that I'm making. Do your Kickstarter, whatever. But even if you don't want to do that, and you know you're gonna make it anyway, just start making your book and start Facebooking or whatever. I'm making my book, and then when it's coming out, say, hey, how many copies should I make? Make a thing for pre-orders. Have some kind of PayPal thing, and then get ready to have pizzas and booze and stapling parties for everybody to do whatever you have to do to staple your comic books together, get your printing press. You see what I mean? You have so many options. There's so many options. In a time when money is sort of bad, it's also a time for opportunity. Like I said, there's always people making money when it seems like things are bad. This is an opportunity. There's people hungry for content. There's also possibly the possibility of cheaper comics, making them cheaper, maybe. I don't know why they cost what they cost. Maybe they have to because of the way they print them. But I suspect they're fucking it up at every level. So you could probably make some cool... I know there was somebody making newsprint comics. I don't know this industry, which is why I don't want to put my foot in. But I know how easy it is. If I wanted to make a killing like all the comic book characters everybody hates, all that, like making, like, I could do a parody comic of the SJWs. It doesn't have to be the greatest panels, you know what I mean? I could even print it in black and white. Shit, maybe I should do something like that to make a couple bucks, you know what I mean? I could. I just wouldn't, I would do everything I could to just not fucking spend any money, just have something funny that didn't cost a lot to put in people's hands. I just make it local, whatever's left around my area. And online, what do I need now? A page with a fucking PayPal button. But I'll tell you, there's a lot of work. Don't underestimate, don't get into making comics. It becomes a job. It becomes a job shipping shit out. Ask anybody who tried to sell a comic independently themselves. Hope you have a girlfriend or family or friends that are going to be willing to be, you know, your paper cut crew or whatever, to put that shit together. I remember zines. Bring them back. You gotta, and use the internet to figure out how to distribute them through Craigslist or whatever. Just mail order them. Use you have every tool, boom, 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 every form of social media, everything at your disposal. Free YouTube commercials, anything you can to just totally just cut out the big corporations from your business and let them die. Who's gonna buy it? They said fuck the nerds. What, a couple mom and dads are gonna keep Star Wars going with Rey, boring hijab Rey? You can't even see her face. Right. Nobody cares about that. And that weird Nephilim guy, they don't want that. No. Take back your industry. Comics can be whatever you want. Black Panther is lame. It makes fun of black people. It's insulting to them. Make the cool black character they don't get. Write them cool. Make the cool butch lesbian character that they don't give you when they give you a SJW black lesbian character. Was Martha Washington SJW? That was kind of neat. I remember that. Was that Frank Miller? I can't remember. I think it was a Frank Miller thing. And Brian Bollinger, I can't remember. Whatever. See, I know some of the comic shit. I'm out of touch with it. You know when that's, what, 90s or something? But anyway, it's like opportunistic. Could get in there. But you don't be delusional. You gotta know, like, can I really make any bucks with this? I think there's bucks to be made in just parodying the SJW thing, or like making fun of it or whatever, or like making a weird, like, you know, dead Gwenpool or whatever. I don't know, whatever. The Marvel Zombie, the SJW Marvel Zombies, whatever parody, whatever you can get away with legally. It's so easy to do that now. I'm rambling. Too long. I don't know. I think it's a good time. You can really smoop it. The merch is easier to make. People laser print all these little things. What do you call it? Like a little laser printer thing. You can make little wood things. You know, get your printing. This stuff is for sale. Somebody was selling around my area. Was selling one of those little laser. I think it carves wood into plaques and shit. Just have somebody else, because everybody of the younger generation now, find somebody who does the 3D modeling stuff. And what do you got to spend? $250 to have somebody craft you a model of your cool new hero, and then sell the comic, and then sell a little, you know, like balsa wood, the lightest materials you can. Just figure every way to cost so that, every way to cut costs so that it doesn't cost much, and put into hands. People are hungry for material. They just want to read good comics, whether it's on their phone. I don't know how people read them, or digital or on paper, but it's like it could totally stay alive. People could keep their gaming. Fuck magic cards. Hey, all you guys that do shows on magic cards, come up with a new little stupid occult system and de-occult. Come up with your own little magic cards, new creatures and shit. I mean, Jesus Christ, like, how many anime characters and Pokemons? Like, go to DeviantArt. Everybody's spinning out their own characters. Now put have them make money. Just go to DeviantArt and Talent Scout and just start grabbing images for cards and pay them. They have the whole thing on DeviantArt where you can pay them royalties and shit. Cut DeviantArt out of it and just go to the artist and say, hey, I can't even draw, but I'm a writer. I have a great idea for new magic cards, and they're messing up magic cards for everybody, and I want to keep my local game going. I want to print up some cards for me and my buddies, and we're gonna have like we're gonna rent the thing out, and you know, my mom's basement or something. We're gonna do Magic the Gathering cards or whatever. We got all zoned out properly or whatever, and you do your shit in the basement and just scout DeviantArt for, you know, boom boom boom, pay them to print the cards up, and then the person can say, hey, I'm in this deck of like this cool new Magic the Gathering cards things. Use the internet. So easy to get rid of them. Just cut them out. Just it's time for talent scouting. But the thing is, the talent, you don't need anybody. Talent, start making your shit. You need a little business savvy. It's a little bit, but it's right at your hands. How easy is it to print a book? It's so easy. How easy is it to copyright something? What's it cost now? $45 in a digital form TX or something? Or whatever form it is? It's not hard to do. All you gotta do is ask your damn AI conqueror, hey, phone bot, tell me how to tell me how to make a comic book or whatever, how to get it printed, you know, around me. Where's a place to print it for you? Whatever. You can find out. Buy a printing press. I don't know. Get together. I have a feeling something's gonna happen. Like, I can feel it. It's in the air. It's probably already happening. I'm not the guy to think of it. They're just doing it quietly. There's a bunch of talent. They're like, shit, we can't get work. What do we do? And it's like, well, let's just make those books. We know what they want. They're telling us what they want. The Star Wars people are saying, we want this. You're never going to get it. The comic book people are saying, we want this. You're never going to get it. They don't care what you want. And they're telling you. They're spitting in your face. Fuck them. Make what you want and don't cut them out of the comic book shop. So, sorry, Iron Man. Sorry, Captain America girl. Sorry, Thor. Trans Thor. We got it. We made our own games. Keep your stuff. I think it's the coolest thing that you get to keep your shit. It's so easy. It was so easy. I was so disheartened because I was like, oh, this is like easy pickings. Just come in and take comics, like cut everybody out, close it down, and then bring comics back, kind of make them cheap, and then put all the heroes out. But still, people aren't going to like them. They're not going to like them. They're not going to read them because they're dull. That's why people aren't buying them, right? So it's like all you have to do is be. Those comics could be there. Those heroes could be there. They'll still be around, right? But it's like a whole new time for a whole new era of like new shit to come in and just take over and just like close everybody out, like boom. You know what I mean? You get to keep your comic shops, your gaming shops, and it's a whole new era of stuff which was way overdue anyway, right? It's time. It's time. And then like I said this before in other episodes, fan film people, make your own heroes. Make your own fan films. I want to see the new heroes. I don't care about heroes, but the fan films are neat, right? Like Zombie Hulk and all that stuff. Forget that. Just make your own superheroes and do your own movies. Some of that stuff looks really good. I'll watch a 5-minute thing that took like, you know, half a year for people to make. Just figure out a way to monetize it by having a comic book to sell to people. And they're like, oh man, I wish there was a toy you could get. And you just get those little laser scanned version of your thing, and you sell people the plans that way they can print out their own figure based on your designs or whatever, right? There's so many ways to make money, even with the merch for your own stuff for comic books. This is a perfect time for a renaissance of the artist to say, fuck everybody who's not the artist, and put this stuff directly in the hands of the people and giving them what they want, which is all you wanted to fucking make anyway. What the hell else can I say? Nothing. I wish I would have said it without cursing so much. I get emotional about it. It's a thing to be passionate about, isn't it? So just take what I said and put it in, and say it yourself with a better face and without the curses. And do this, do these things. I think it's happening. Why wouldn't it? There's nothing else for these guys to do. They're not dumb, they're artists. They're like, yeah, this is perfect, this is easy pickings. Let's just go right back in. We'll like take the ears off of Batman and take away the cape and give him a backpack or whatever, something like that. Give him goggles instead of whatever. And have Gyro Man or whatever. And just as long as the stories are good and the artwork's fantastic and it's somebody who can. It's the science of imagery. These comic book guys know how to draw the eye. And the guys who are really good at comic books, I know about this. I mean, I'm not one of those guys, but I know about guys who, like, Hollywood always wanted them, hey, why don't you come out here, we want you to do storyboards. You know, and some guys don't want to do that. They're like, no, I'll just draw comic books. I don't know what those guys are doing now, but man, they could just swoop right in with new heroes. They just need a little bit of backing. How much money does it need with somebody who loves comic books that has some money to say, to take an investment in like their artists that don't have work now, that were like worked on the titles they like, and like, I actually could hire that guy to like, hey, do you have an idea for your own comic? And the guy's like, I don't know, Duncan Felgrado. I'm just picking a name. And he's like, yeah, I have an idea for a thing or whatever. And like, okay, well, I always liked your Jay and Silent Bob shit or whatever. So, and then he just has his own book, and it's like makes money because it's an empty marketplace, right? The comic books are closing up. You just gotta, hey, everybody, see this. The comic book guys that don't have nothing to read are talking to each other, because that's whose videos I watch, and people are watching their videos too. It's so easy to just swoop right back in and just reclaim your industry and butt out the companies that stole it from you. Just now you know not to let them back in, and you know how, right? And you also know how to sell stuff to each other, and I gave you a bunch of ideas. You have somebody make the plans for your own merch, and then people can sell their merch, and you can sell them stickers or decals or whatever, laser inkjet things to colorize or whatever. That's probably coming. It's so easy to cut everybody out now. You know what I mean? Do it. Keep the shops open and reopen them in a new way. Just don't. There's not going to be any Marvel or DC or Image Comics in there, or any of their merch, right? If any, maybe they say like, oh, we have a couple of those things in the corner, but nobody buys that stuff. Wouldn't it be great to see a reversal? I mean, it's sad. Everybody loves their heroes and their glut of merch you've collected, but hey, man, let's just do your own unique Fahrenheit 451 in reverse, where it says, hey, screw your corporation. Sorry, you can cry about it. You could be sad about the death of, you know, Iron Man and Captain America and Tony Stark and all these guys, and Lady Thor and all that. You can cry about it. Man-Thing, Swamp-Thing. I'm trying to be funny, but I can't think of nothing. Dr. Satan, all these guys, let them die, you know. But I don't know, start making your own stuff and selling it to each other, I guess. We're all merchants selling shit to each other anyway, right? That's it. There's nothing else to say. It's so easy to swoop back in. There's people hungry for content. They're willing to pay for it, right? It's nothing new. What is Japan? Go watch one of those Japan Akibahara Geeks on Japan. It's a free movie translated in English you can watch on YouTube. And you get to see the comics market where they sell the comics to each other. It's all just regular Joes selling their comics to each other, right? That's all it needs to be. Take your comic book conventions. Go rent out your fire halls or whatever. And it's all going to be, you know, everything. Forget about this. Start throwing away the bin. Start doing the book burnings of all the graphic novels of Marvel Zombies or whatever fuck garbage you don't want anymore. And it's time for new people. New heroes, right? New millennium, new heroes. Let the old gods die. Bring in the new gods, right? Didn't Neil Gaiman do that? It's on TV now. The old gods, new gods things. Just make your new heroes. You don't want the SJW stuff? Let them have it. And spend your money elsewhere. It's so damn easy to swoop in. I wish I could draw better. I just don't care enough. I don't want to spend my life doing it. But it would be cool to do a couple cartoons. Maybe I'll do a painting of I think I'm going to do a painting. I'll do a painting demo video and film it of like cut off chipmunk chick head, cut off squirrel girl's head. I could do that. I could do a parody of a dead head of a cartoon character. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Maybe that'll be my weekend thing. Anyway, it's so easy to swoop in. I overstated it. I don't know why you're still here. Thank you if you are still here. I don't have anything to offer. It's all just for free. Those who sell truth don't really have it, and I think they injure themselves when they make it for sale. I think it's just true that you can get in there easy, swoop in. You know what I mean? Opportunistic organism, get in there. You gotta work anyway. You're all the top guys. What do you have to do? Storyboards? You can only do so many storyboards. Now's your time to make the new heroes for the next millennium, man. It's just perfect timing. New stuff, new good stuff.